It's not about you being perfect, and it's not about your performance all the time. It's about daily progress, because nobody can judge you if you're applying yourself with your effort. You only know you. And you can sell yourself short this year if you want to. And you can cut the corners if you want to. And you can do just enough to get by if you want to. But I promise y'all, man, as you guys grow up and as you continue to mature and as you look back in the rearview mirror of your life, if you don't take control and understand that this is your moment, and if you don't take control of this, man, regrets, thoughts of, man, I wish I should have and I could have, and only what if, they will come alive. But man, you're at a place and a space in all of your lives right now that you control your destiny and nobody can take it from you. And I want you to dream big and dream outlandish and set goals and benchmarks that seem sometimes even too far to attain, because I promise you, your dreams and your goals, they shouldn't come easy. And if dreams and goals and things you want to pursue and things you want to become, if they're coming easy, I'm challenging you to step the bar even higher, because you can press yourself and you can grow. And it's tough, man. Grow and change and becoming the better you, it's not comfortable. Nobody likes to be uncomfortable, but change takes change. And nobody can change without being a little bit uncomfortable. And the reason a lot of us don't change our attitudes, our behaviors, how we treat each other, is because we don't like to be uncomfortable. It's easier to go back to being who we've always been. But man, that's never going to give you your destiny. I'm passionate about these things, man, because I mean it. I've lived it. I've walked both sides of the aisle. A lot of y'all know that. If you don't remember exactly, I come from a broken family. My moms and my dad set me down at a young age. And my dad was ripped out of my life, and he was my icon, and he was my mentor, and he was my role model, and he was yanked out of my life. And man, I blamed him for all of my hurts and all of my pains, and I wore my mask, and I walked the walk, and I talked the talk, and I acted like I was okay, and I went through the motions, and everything on the surface looked so picture perfect, but below the surface was hurts and pains and anger and frustration and wounds, but I was so afraid to talk about it. You've got to have people in your life on a vertical plane that can speak into your life, that's walked through some challenges in life, and that can help you from making the same mistakes that maybe they made. And I used to fight against that, man. I was so against allowing any kind of influential authority figure in my life, because I thought they were trying to control me. But now as I turn around on the hindsight, I realize those people were just trying to prevent me from making the same mistakes that they made. And if I could go back and yield to some of those words of wisdom, I promise you I would. But I wore my mask, and I went from middle school to high school, and I compromised myself. And what I mean by that is I gave in to the peer pressure of the people around me. When I went from middle school to high school, I had some great friends in my life, but man, those friends were the popular kids, so I thought I had to change up who I was to fit in. I changed up who I was so all of you would accept me and all of you would like me, and I would fit the molds and the types of the people that you thought I was supposed to become. And I walked away from real friends that value me. Biggest mistake in my life. And as I began to hang out with the new crew and the new crowd and the new cliques of kids, they didn't value me. And I'll tell you what, who you spend time with, they will influence your life. And I began to create some terrible habits in how I treated people, because hurting people hurt people. And y'all know that. You were born for a purpose. You have a mission in this world. People care about you. And even though sometimes you feel like you're all alone, your feelings can lie to you. Don't you believe the lie that giving up will solve it, because you matter. People care about you. And even though you don't always feel it, your feelings can lie to you. And I can prove it. Because I know sometimes in our culture and this generation, we feel like we're all by ourselves. We feel like nobody understands us. We feel like we're all alone. If I can't learn to respect people, if I can't learn to respect those around me, if I can't learn to respect the people who are in charge of me, how am I ever going to learn to respect my dream? Because if you don't respect that dream, that thing that's inside of you, and you know what that thing is, that thing that you're passionate about, that thing that if you could do anything in the world, that would be your reality, that would be your future. That thing that's big, that dream that's massive, that thing, if you don't learn to respect people, you're never going to learn to respect that dream. Because unless you respect your dreams and give them your time, your effort, your sacrifice, your focus, unless you're willing to actually take the time to invest in that dream, it's never going to become real. It's called respect. And the best way I've learned to respect my dream was to respect people. The best way I've learned to respect myself was respect people. Letting people's lives have value and understanding that people that can speak into my life, that can help me learn, man, that's tough. But being honest and truthful with somebody in your life, that mentor, that coach, that trusted, caring adult, those best friends, where you're willing to be transparent and speak up and speak out and understand that it's okay to not be okay and it's okay to make mistakes, but you have to own them. I learned to live a life that was transparent. And you know why? Unless we're willing to be transparent on some of those character defaults that we have, maybe they're your bad attitudes, your procrastination, how you treat people, your addiction, whatever it is. But we all have those people in our lives that we know care about you. Those are the ones. And when I began to get honest with that person and allowed him to hold me accountable, again, his accountability in my life, it wasn't that he was trying to dictate and be my boss. I had given a trusted, caring friend of mine the permission to call me on my stuff. Why? Again, it's not because I had to meet their expectation. They're holding me accountable because I have a desire to really change. And if I don't change attitudes, nothing's going to change. Why would you rob yourself the ability to really grow in life? Not every A is an A. I don't care what you say. At the end of the day, you can't get around hard work. And this is what's amazing about this world we live in. Success, it's not that difficult, y'all, because 99.9% of the people out there, and that may be a high exaggeration, but it's not too high, the majority of the people don't really want to put in the work. They don't want to roll up their sleeves and actually go after their dream. We all like to talk about it. We all like to post about it. We all like to tell people about it. But talk is cheap. What you do is what you believe, y'all. And for the most part, people don't want to put in the work. And so if you can just begin to take one step after one step, slowly moving towards your dream, I promise you that dream, that goal, that thing you want to achieve, it's not going to be nearly as difficult as what you think it is. Because for the most part, others don't want it as bad as you. But you just got to take control of this thing. Hard work works. When you begin to value people and be a person who cares about people, it always creates opportunity for us to continue to advance in our dream. It's crazy, man. And then what else I've learned is growing up, there was a lot of times people said, hey, Nathan, you have worth, you have value, I believe in you. And you probably have had those people, right? They tell you don't give up, we believe in you. And they tell you it over and over and over again, and yeah, it sounds good. But man, you go back to your house, and you're by yourself, those words, they're just words because you don't feel that way. You don't feel like you have worth, and you don't feel like you have value. And so, what I've learned is this, and I didn't even see this really coming this way, but I had such a hard time beginning to really have self-belief, of self-worth, self-esteem, understanding that, you know, my past wasn't my bigger than my future, that I could change, that I could overcome my anxiety, my depression, my struggles in life. It was so hard because everybody told me how important I was, but I didn't feel it. But when I started, even in the middle of all of my stuff, I committed in my heart and in my mind, I'm gonna be intentional about letting people around me know that they matter. Random acts of kindness, words of encouragement, literally going above and beyond my way to let people know that they matter. Just being a good person, man. And if you start to compromise on little areas in your life, you will compromise on bigger areas of your life. And you got to begin to understand, at the end of the day, compromise is never going to give you the quality of life that you want. And I don't want any of you to turn around in 5, 10, 15 years and to look back and have all these regrets and all these what ifs. You're at a space and a place right now for you to write your dream down, to write your goal down, really prioritize your life, value people. Support each other. My challenge for some of you is when you get home, when you have a moment of quiet, when you're listening to your iTunes, your Spotify, whatever you're doing, to take a second and to really write down something that you really would like to see change in your life. But talk is cheap. What you do is what you believe.